Hey guys, it's Damien here. I've got a really exciting video. This is some information that will blow you away. If you are living in Florida and you are looking to produce a food product from your home and you want to start a cottage kitchen from your home, they just increased the amount that you could sell annually to $50,000. That is a pretty good chunk of change, maybe doing this part-time, or if you're looking to sell a food product from your home and just generate some extra money on the side as a second job even, or if you're looking to do it full-time. And this is actually some really exciting news. Florida is one of the more, I want to say, kind of lenient states. It's easier to at least start a food company from your home. And of course, you have to sell locally when you're in a cottage kitchen setting. The food products that you make and you sell, you either sell directly to your customer, or you can go to an event and sell it directly to your customer. Of course, you don't do any business through the internet for cottage kitchens, but if you have a commercial kitchen and you're licensed differently, that is a different story, and we'll get into that another time. So really cool. So this exciting, this increase that they gave in the dollar amount, it comes to about a little over $4,000 a month, I guess you could say. And every single month, if you were to get into fairs and festivals and you had a specific food product that you're looking to sell. So really quick, this video, I don't want to take too much time. I just wanted to talk briefly about Florida itself in regards to what's necessary to start. The really neat thing is that Florida does not require a permit, license, or any type of government agency approval to start a business from your home. And that is actually really exciting. There are some guidelines though. When you produce a food product, there are some things that you have to do to the packaging of the product, the labeling, which is really important, and a few other things. So I'm going to get into that, and I'm going to do a more extensive long video that'll be on my new channel, Marketing Food Online 2. That's my premium channel. That's going to go into much more detail. This video will give you some basics on this new law, this increase. The law itself is actually not new, but the increase is. So number one, you can actually get your food products into fairs and festivals. Now down in Florida, as you may or may not know, I lived in Florida 20 years. They have fairs and festivals for like everything. They've got music festivals, they've got car shows, they've got arts and crafts, and all of these events actually have some form of food, obviously, concession or food vendors, and that's where you can come in to make some money. So down in Florida, let's start off with the increase went from $15,000 a year to $50,000. This is an annual, of course, like I said before, that's an annual amount. But you could, if you sold all of that in the month of February, well, that's fine. It doesn't have to necessarily be sold throughout the year. That's just the limit, the cap they put on it. Something interesting also, you may or may not know, but every single state has its own regulations and rules on the dollar amount of the product that you can make from your home. Some of them are very limited. They offer 5, 10, 15,000. Some of them have no limit. You could sell $1 million of product if you could do that from your home. And the products, of course, now they do limit. They try to, every state across the board kind of limits the type of food product, and majority of the time what's known as potentially hazardous food products, and those are time and temperature sensitive products, things that have cheeses or have certain ingredients that need to maintain a temperature. Those are prohibited. You have to have like a commercial facility and commercial licensing and a whole bunch of other stuff to do that. So let's get back to what I was talking about. So if you're in Florida, you can now sell $50,000 of product from your home. As I mentioned before, you have no permits. You do not need any licensing from the state. The Department of Agriculture will not inspect your facility, or you do not fall in the guidelines of their inspections. But there are some things that you need to do for your packaging, for your products, to fall within and stay within the cottage food license, cottage food laws. Okay, for $50,000 a year, you can sell your product at events. So what does that mean, sell your product at events? Okay, so let's say, for instance, one of the items, I have a list here of just 5. There's a lot more than this, but I'll just give you top 5, what I think is the top 5. Candy and confections, very popular. So if you make a candy of some kind, let's say during a fall festival, something like you've got like chocolate-coated peanuts, or if you've got a family recipe that you sell, candies that you've made for decades in your family, and you've got a recipe, you can sell those. Honey, you can jar honey, and you can do that. It has to be done on your property. Cakes, pastries, and cookies. Those are 3 huge categories, and of course, the types that you make is almost endless. When it comes to the cakes, though, the only thing you do have to be careful again is that the ingredient is not a refrigerated, not a temperature or time-sensitive ingredient that will potentially go bad or potentially be hazardous if it's not kept at a certain temperature. Those things are a no-no. Okay, so let's start with cookies. So you've got fall festivals. Okay, so you have arts and crafts festivals, you've got music festivals, and then you've got car shows even. All of them have certain type of venues that sell food. If you get into making a full line of cookies, you can actually bring them and sell them. They have to be packaged, of course. They cannot be like in an open-air container of some kind. You want to package them and you want to make sure that they're labeled. So the different types of events that you have, and I'll get into the labeling in 1 second. So the types of events are, there's a lot. Car shows, like I said, and you've got music festivals. Of course, down in Florida, you've got tons and tons of crafts, especially along the coast. Arts and crafts are huge, huge, huge. I actually found a website, and I will include that website on the longer video that I'm going to do. That's going to give you a list of every single event that's in the state of Florida. It's a fantastic website. You can look up every state, but it's a really good resource. Car shows, music festivals, arts and fairs, okay? So again, some of the most popular items: candies and confections, cookies, cakes, and pastries. You can make them in your cottage kitchen and bring them to the event. Again, they have to be packaged when they go to the event, so you can simply a secured, sealed product, finished product from your home kitchen to the customer, the end customer. That's how they sell it. Of course, you can't do, when you work with the cottage kitchen format, when you're making products that way, wholesale, restaurants, grocery stores, those types of places, even like restaurants that may use it in an ingredient or something, or offer it in a food where they're going to take it and then prep it again. Those are different outlets that you can't do with Cottage Kitchen, okay? But trust me, with the amount of fairs and festivals, you've got a lot of outlets that you can sell your products. Now, something that was really, really exciting that I read about when I was doing research for this is weddings. If you actually make a cake, and of course you got to follow the guidelines in regards to the type of icing and frosting that you can't have, again, something that's potentially hazardous. You have to bring the products directly to the consumer, to the customer. But Florida, when they updated the amount that you can sell it, you can actually take an order on your website. You can online, you can take an order. It can be paid for, but you have to bring it to the customer. Now, it also says that you can bring it to a venue, and this is word for word what it says on the excuse me, on the Florida website that talks about the cottage kitchen rules and regulations and the updated information. If you bring it to the venue, let's say someone's having a wedding and it's at a resort or hotel, you bring it directly to them, to the end customer. That is something that is allowed, okay? So if you do weddings, which can actually have a ton of stuff. For instance, I'll give you some. A wedding cake. You could do wedding favors, bridal showers, different events that would be associated with weddings. If you offer several different types of, let's say, cookies or pastries, or even miniature cakes or small cakes, and you can create a favor from them. Wedding favors are big, big business, and each one can go anywhere from $3 or $4 up to $12 to $15 per favor, which would be per person at the wedding. You know, you get a wedding of about 200 or 300 people, and you're charging $5 or $6. That turns into $1,200 really quick. So the state of Florida allows you to do that. You have to actually bring it to the end customer, it's called, okay? To the end customer, the end consumer. There can't be a middleman in between that, okay? So really quick, I'll run, this is just some really quick information I want to run by you. I hope it's a little, kind of give you informative and give you some information, give you some ideas. If you're, again, living in the state of Florida and you're looking to make upwards of $50,000 a year, you can actually do it from your home legally, and it's very, very lenient. Again, there are some specifics, and I'm going to go into the labeling, the packaging, and all of that information that's needed, even though you don't have to have a license or a permit to do this. And I would definitely recommend incorporating yourself as a business, though, and then also getting yourself some insurance, and I'll go over that too in the video you'll catch on my new channel. So I hope that was informative, and I hope you guys found that really, really interesting. And again, starting a food business is not really as hard as you think it is, and Florida has some fantastic laws and some huge limits on what you can sell. So if you liked my video, give me a thumbs up, guys. I appreciate it. I'm sorry that I haven't done any videos recently, because we've been extremely busy. But I do have a handful of new videos that I'm uploading today and through tomorrow. So thanks, guys.